What's going on, guys? We're here at the Gideon Optics booth at G.O.A.L.S 2024 in Knoxville, Tennessee, and I'm with Mike, and he's going to show us some of their new optics.
Hey, man. Good to see you, first
Good
of
to
all.
see you, too.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So this is one that we've already had for a while. This is our current bestseller, and it's our biggest window. That is the Gideon Omega. And everybody likes a big window dot. They're kind of all the rage right now. What's the biggest window I can get? Well, we have one that's even bigger than the Omega. This is going to be the Gideon Granite. We'll have, this one is an RMR on the platypus here, and we'll also have these that go direct to the G.O.A.L.S MOS. So skip the plate, you don't need an adapter plate, it goes straight on the G.O.A.L.S MOS slide. This is the comp version with a giant, huge, like, massive window.
Yeah, that thing, I was just looking through that. That thing is, it's a drive-in theater.
Yeah, it's a TV on your gun. And we'll have a slightly smaller version called the Carry. The comp will have an 8 MOA dot. People have been asking that for a long time. Give me something that's 6 MOA or 8 MOA. I want something bigger than 3 MOA. So we're going to try this. It's a giant window with a bigger dot in it. And, you know, please go ahead and grab it. The platypus got put through its paces at range day. So that is a filthy gun right now. But people were ringing steel at 100 yards with it. It's super fun.
I see you moved your battery on the side to get more real estate for the window.
No, it's because of the G.O.A.L.S MOS.
Okay.
The way that the screws are on that MOS slide, they're right where the battery has to go. So we're like, what do we do with the battery? So we put it on the right-hand side, and because it's on the right-hand side, it can be a 2032 instead of a 1632. So you get a lot better battery life out of that 2032. The only downside of this is holster compatibility because it's so huge, but you get that with these, you know, the giant Sileys, the 507 comps, the Swamp Fox has the Justice 2. When you have these giant windows, you're going to have a holster with a big hole cut in the top. It's not going to work with you know, the toilet bowl lid.
Yeah, but this is going to be more of a competition.
It's totally
style.
competition.
Yeah, not really a carry optic there.
Yeah, and that's why we have the carry version that's going to be smaller than this too. But that's going to be called the Granite. So we started out, our last square one was called the Rock. And so we might have sort of a rock series now as we go down the road. We might do some different cool rock names for products. But
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's super fun to shoot, and people really like it. And that
thing is huge.
That's going to come out pretty soon. I'm hoping like maybe Black Friday.
Oh, really?
Maybe do a product launch and sale if we're lucky. But the box is done, the UPC code's done. We got all that, you know, the user manual, all those little things are taken care of, and now we're just waiting for them to get built, and we'll put them through the quality control process and do our thing, you know. So, so another thing that I'll show you.
Yeah, I was going to ask what you have when you come to your rifle.
Another sort of outgrowth of stuff we already have done. So this is the Advocate 1X. We announced this at SHOT Show this year, so it's months old. We have sold a ton of these, and right now we're out of stock again, and we can't get them made fast enough. So they're super popular. Very clear, very forgiving, right? Super fast. And I like it so much, I was like, guys, can you do a 3X? Can you do me a micro 3X that's like as close to this size as possible, right? And they were like, well, we haven't done one yet. We know Vortex has got a micro 3X, and we know like some other guys are working on it. I'm like, please, if it's anywhere close to this good, I want the 3X. 1 to 10. So we just got this. This is a 3X prototype.
It's pretty small for a 3X.
It's pretty small and light for a 3X. 3x30. And it's got a placeholder reticle in it. You'll notice on camera, it doesn't even say Gideon on it anywhere yet. It's that new. And I have to shout out to Anderson. Anderson's over there. They let us borrow this rifle for the show because this is so new, we didn't have a rifle to put it on. And I just walked over to their booth and like, dudes, you guys got a spare rifle? And they're like, yeah, why? And I'm like, can I borrow one for the show? So that's what being a good gun bro is. Those guys are taking care of.
I have one of their front lines. Just take this rifle home with you. They're pretty nice.
Yeah, they really are. No, Anderson's not just like cheap lowers. They'll build you a whole rifle that is a really nice rifle.
Their front lines are pretty nice.
Yeah, they really are.
Excited to look through this option.
For the money, they're great. And I'm like, that's us. For the money, we're great. You know. So. Yeah, so I got to make a reticle for it, and it's just at the beginning of its development cycle, but I thought you'd want to see the cool new stuff that is just now coming out.
Super clear, though.
Yeah. I like an easy eye box where it's easy to look through, and I want it clear.
And it's got good relief on it and everything.
Yeah, you don't have to crawl. You're like 3 inches away from it right now. You don't have to crawl all the way inside, you know? Yeah, it's got potential, doesn't it? So, I'm excited.
I always said I didn't think I was a 3X like red dot microprism fan, but I think I am.
Dude,
That's
you
pretty
can
neat, actually.
you can get a lot of work done with a 3X. All those military spec optics are like 2.5 to 3 power for a reason. Because at realistic engagement ranges, you can get a lot of work done with a 3X. I'm not even kidding. If you had this rifle, this Anderson rifle with this optic on it, and you went into Kursk, and you went up against a ton of Russian conscripts with AKs, you would be the master of this rifle. I mean, we're spoiled here in the U.S. Those poor conscripts are running AKs with iron sights. You would master those guys with something like this. It's just an Anderson gun and a 3X prism scope. So anyway, maybe I shouldn't say that on camera, but there it is, right? It's great for hunting, guys. For coyotes.
How's your LPVO line going?
It's good. We've got a 1 to 10 and 2 1 to 8s. One of the 1 to 8s is in second focal plane and one's in first focal plane. Everybody likes this at the show. LPVOs on lever guns are the hotness right now. If I was going to do this myself, I'd put some lower rings on it. It's on the AR mount right now. We make this mount too. But people liked it. Like we were shooting it, and you come up like this, and you can see it. And it's, I got like a chin weld. I would rather have like a cheek weld, but that's a mount thing, not an optic thing. This 1 to 10 is on a 34 millimeter tube. Again, it's really fast. Glass is clean. I really like it. And it's $430, I think, MSRP. Just over $400.
You're talking a 34 millimeter tube for $400.
Yeah, I mean, 5 years ago this would have been an $800 scope. It's just as time goes by, they keep getting better at making stuff that's more affordable and yet won't break, and yet the glass is good. Not all innovations are new features. The quiet part of innovation is when you innovate in the manufacturing process and you figure out ways to, economics of volume comes into play and getting practice at things comes into play, but you figure out how to make stuff where, we can make it simpler now, and it's actually tougher because it's simpler,
A lot of people don't realize in the last 10 years, optics have came a lifetime away. Because, like you said, a few years ago, that would have been $800. Now people think, that's just a cheap optic. No, it's not. It's a very nice optic.
It is in 2024.
Glass. Yeah.
But like in 2015, this thing would have been, the bell
If
of
you
the
bought
ball.
a $400 optic in 2015, it would have been, you wouldn't have seen anything through it in low light at all or anything.
There's not a lot of $400 LPVOs in 2015 that are still on rifles now. They've been chucked in the trash can at this point because it's gone that far.
It has.
So.
And that's amazing.
Yeah, so we got the prism scopes, we got the LPVOs, we got big window pistol dots coming, all sorts of cool stuff, man. We're working really hard on new products, and it's exciting. It's been a good year for Gideon, and I feel like we're just getting started. We've only been doing this since 2022, y'all. And 2025 is around the corner, but that's look, we've come out of nowhere. I really feel like we have.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed, and I've got some of your optics and had real good luck with them. So
yeah,
I think you guys are doing something right.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, appreciate you so much.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Glad to see what you have at SHOT Show.
Yeah, guys, come visit us. We're at Gideon Optics on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. GideonOptics.com is the website, and try to keep him out of trouble, huh?
Thanks, Mike.